that slows the match down. But we haven't seen any kind of throw by or drag or any kind of leg attack at all by Evans. Zuber in on the legs at that time as they head off the mat. So really Evans is doing a lot of backing when Zuber's trying to close that gap on him.
So essentially the wrestling equivalent of keep away or rope-a-dope type of thing.
Absolutely. Referee work in this match is one that's familiar to me. He's worked the Nationals a number of times. Zuber trying to work in a little bit closer with the tie. Evans just really trying to frustrate Zuber right now.
I mean, the longer he's able to drag this match out at scoreless and keep himself in, it's like any other recipe for an upset.
That's the strategy. He's trying to turn it into a one-move match right now as the first period ends. He picks up the stalling warning, but really looking to turn this into a one-move match where late in the third period he gets his chance as a takedown, can pick that up on Zuber. Curious, he goes in the down position right there. I think Zuber's physically much bigger. I think we see Zuber go to work on Evans right here.
But, I mean, Evans is trying to time the start, probably jackrabbit out of here. You've always said that that's the best recipe there, and that's exactly what it was. He had the false start because he's trying to use some quickness and almost like a starter out of the blocks in a sprint.
And again, got to get those hips up, eyes on the ceiling. You really got to get the hips up and ready to go. This is that core strength, getting your feet. Zuber slows him down that time. Really nice job of kind of covering him. Evans just trying to spread there so he doesn't let Zuber get the boot in. Zuber really going to look to stretch him out here, put some pressure on him. Working himself back and forth. Evans keeping his wrists away. He does not want Zuber to roll a wrist because he knows a tilt's coming if that happens. Just kind of tripoding out. Not sure the referee's going to let that go too long without some more action. Zuber really pressuring hard on time, trying to get his hips to the mat where he can work on Evans a little bit, and Evans doing a nice job. We get stalling warning on Evans again. There's a point. He's got to open himself up a little bit. But again, I don't think Evans is too much overly concerned with it.
He's trying to get to his feet. That was a nice move there, but a good re-return, if you will, by Zuber.
Zuber coming out, trying to pressure a little bit to the side. The Edinboro coach kind of pleading a little bit, wants to know what Zuber's doing on top. Evans gets into a little bit of a sit-out. Zuber quickly back on top of him, trying to get that. I'm not sure if he's trying to get the leg in there or not, but really pressuring hard. Evans works his way out to the edge of the mat right here. Seconds to go in the period. Zuber just kind of blanketing him on top. Now he's got Evans flattened out, but really not a lot of room to work it. Evans knows that. They go off the mat. 8 seconds to go in the period. Stalling point for Zuber so far. Evans back down.
He's got 8 seconds. If he can time it right, I think this is his best shot of trying to get the escape.
Quickly to his feet. Tries to get the turnout. Back to his feet again.
He's going to run out of time.
Oh, runs out of time. You're right. That was his best shot there. He had a fresh start. Zuber's going to go down third period. Curious to see how long, if Evans even tries to stay on top of him. I'm thinking that he's going to have to make something happen on his feet. 2 minutes of riding time for Zuber as well.
I think he almost kind of hugs him and knows that a takedown ties this match at 3. And also, in theory, if Zuber gets the escape, he's got the riding time. There's 3 points right there.
Tries to chop the arm. Zuber back to his feet. Evans pinching that back leg to keep him from getting his hips up off the mat. Zuber does a nice job of back pressure and into him, hand controlling out. So Zuber with escape, 2-0. Minute 42 riding time. Minute 35 to go in the bout. Zuber will be patient here. He knows Evans has got to try to make something happen. Trying to circle himself back on the mat.
Well, not only that, but Evans so far hasn't shown anything that would make you think, if you're Zuber, would make you think that he could get you on a take.
No, we just saw by the circling by Evans are trying to pick up the tempo a little, maybe open something up against Zuber. Zuber knows completely the situation right now, and he'll wait for Evans to make a mistake on his shot to go from there.
I mean, if you're Evans and you lose 2-0 or you lose, say, 6-0, it doesn't really matter. And if you're you've got to do something to try to get a score here.
Zuber working back to the center of the mat. Evans got to close that gap. 40 seconds to go in the bout. Riding time is locked in right now, so it's 3-0 Zuber.
And Evans running out of time. Zuber doing a good job of just staying defensive, knowing that he's in the driver's seat here.
Zuber's just going to continue to circle back to keep his butt to the center of the mat. He's not going to get a stalling call that way. Evans trying to close that gap. Now we get the stalling warning on Zuber. That time he hit 2 real quick stalling calls, so Zuber gets hit for a point. He hit him for 1, and then he hit him for backing off the mat.
And with 4 seconds, 3, 2, and 1, that's gonna do it.
Evans takes his first shot. Final will be 3-1.
So a low-scoring defensive bout, but Zuber survives and advances. He'll take on Terry and Pullum of SIUE, the 7 seed who got a bye in the opening round. And we move on to 197, where we're going to get our first look at the top 2 seeds. The top seed out of Buffalo is Sam Milchill. He'll take on Cale Black